Dawn of the Dredge. Today we're playing Pauper Rakdos Dredge featuring Sneaky Snacker and Chitin Gravestalker. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Rakdos Dredge, and you may be familiar with the two other variants of this deck in Pauper. So the first is mono red that really leverages Sneaky Snacker with effects like Cathartic Reunion and Faithless Looting. Then there's a green build that plays things like Exhume and Dread Return. Well, both builds play Dread Return, but the green build notably plays Exhume. Well, when you're Rakdos actually playing both black and red, you gain access to Faithless Looting, Cathartic Reunion, Sneaky Snacker, and Exhume. So this way you're getting the best of both worlds, and that's sort of why I like this list. I always felt like the mono red list was missing something. The green list was just too slow for my taste, and this list just feels right. It's that perfect Goldilocks of the, three bears. So that's what we're doing today, and it features one of my favorite cards from Cycle Storm, Chitin Gravestalker, but the deck is really leveraging Exhume. That's the big thing. So you get a little bit more of that reanimator feel to bring back a Troll of Khazad-dûm or an Oliphant very quickly. You can accelerate into Chitin Gravestalker, and then obviously you have the powerful combo of Dread Return into Lotleth Giant. We are playing a light green splash today, so you have a Haunted Mire that you can find off of the Troll of Khazad-dûm, or you have a Wooded Ridgeline that you can grab off of the Oliphant. You also have 2 copies of Conduit Pylons to filter into the colors you need. This is relevant because in the sideboard, we're playing a light green splash for 4 copies of Ancient Grudge and then 4 copies of Brambleworm, which allows you to gain 5 life when it enters, or you could pay 2 and a green, exile it from your graveyard and gain 5 life that way. So we have some large creatures in the sideboard doing some work for us, and I think that light green splash may make the difference today, or at least I certainly hope so. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, support the channel, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We are on the play with Pauper Dredge. Yeah, this hand's definitely a keep. Let's go. We'll lead with Basic Mountain and Faithless Looting. Discard Sneaky Snacker and a Stinkweed Imp. Pass the turn. They play an island. We'll return the Stinkweed Imp. It's Lotleth Giant and Dread Return on the Dredge. We'll play Conduit Pylons. Get rid of the mountain, and then Faithless Looting. This will return the Sneaky Snacker. Double Exhume. Love it. We'll we'll discard Stinkweed Imp, Stinkweed Imp. Oh no, I forgot. Whoops. Play mistake number 1 already. Yeah, Sneaky Snacker was not returning. My bad. Oh, Bryant. Okay, they flash on a creature. Land number 2. Here's a ninja. You got it. Okay. We'll dredge a Stinkweed Imp, Scrapwork Mutt. I could have cycled there. I need to get my head in the game. Okay. Only 6 creatures in the graveyard. I think we're going to bring back the Scrapwork Mutt here. Or I could just... I could play out the Stinkweed Imp and threaten a block. But that deck has like Vapor Snags and Snaps and all these other things, so I don't even know if I love that. I could also just play the land in Faithless Looting, which might be the move. Alright, let's Faithless Looting. We'll Dredge, and Dredge again. Magic Online is having a tough time at the moment. We'll discard 2 copies of Stinkweed Imp, if it will let me. I don't know what's having a tougher time, Magic Online or my ability to play Magic right now, but we'll get through it together. Pass the turn. My opponent's probably thinking, like, why is this taking Bryant so long? You know, sometimes we struggle, both in doing basic actions in order to win the game, and, Magic Online. Except they flash in their Jellyfish again. They swing for 3. Ouch. Another copy of Moon Circuit Hacker. Discards a land. We'll dredge Stinkweed Imp. 14 in the graveyard. Let's cycle Oliphant. Grab a mountain. 15 in the graveyard. Play the land. think I'd like the Faithless Looting again. And we will Dredge. Discard 2 copies of Stinkweed Imp. And now we have 20 creatures in the graveyard. So if I can draw another untapped land, I can double Exhume. Or the Troll of Khazad-dûm might allow me to do that as well. So in a perfect world, our opponent would only leave 2 mana open, and then I can double Exhume and kill them. They'll attack, Ninja of the Deep Hours, and now they'll draw 3 cards, and they're passing. Okay. Upkeep. Let's cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm, grab a swamp, and now we'll Dredge Stinkweed Imp. 23 creatures in the graveyard. We'll play our swamp, cast Exhume. You just have nothing? Well, here's a Lotleth Giant. Boom! Easy game. Had it the whole time. I think we might want a couple copies of Fang Dragon here. And I don't think we really need anything else out of our sideboard. Cathartic Reunion can be a little dangerous in this matchup just because the discard is an additional cost, but it does allow you to have your best opens. I think I'll get rid of 2 copies of Cathartic Reunion. Whoops. I won that game despite playing terribly, by the way. Let's see if I can do better. Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like I want all of the Cathartic Reunions. We'll board out 2 Oliphant and try this. Reasonable. We'll keep. They play Island into Fairy Miscreant. We'll play Mountain into Voldaren Epicure. Pass. They swing for 1. Ouch. No Ninja. Another Snacker. We'll attack. They take 1. We'll play Geothermal Bog and pass. Of 1 mine for 3 mana. Okay, that's a statement. They swing. And step, I'll use the blood token, discard a Sneaky Snacker. Scrapwork Mutt, okay. Chitin Gravestalker. Let's cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. We'll go grab a basic swamp, we'll play it. Play the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Sneaky Snacker. Cathartic Reunion's a good find. We will pass. They have 4 cards in their hand. They swing for 1. And they just pass the turn, okay. Another Scrapwork Mutt. I think we just attack here. Swing. Let's try Chitin Gravestalker. This might eat a counterspell. And it does. We'll play the Wooded Ridgeline, pass the turn. Next turn I can play the Dread Return on Troll of Khazad-dûm. They swing for 1. They have 4 cards still in their hand. Let's begin by attacking. Swing, swing. And we'll spend 4 mana on a Dread Return. Target the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Pass. End step they flash in Spellstutter Sprite. Sure. Land number 5. They swing. I will go to 14. Unless there's a Ninja. There is. Okay. So we go to 13. And now they get the trigger off the Moon Circuit Hacker. They play Of One Mind. They're at 11. Okay, we'll go to combat. Swing. They flash in a Brine Borrow Intruder. So this can give my Troll of Khazad-dûm -2, -0. No, they're going to do it on the Scrapwork Mutt. Interesting. So you want to kill the Scrapwork Mutt for some reason. Sure. And then they'll take 7 down to 4. We'll play Scrapwork Mutt. They flash in Spellstutter Sprite. Now we'll play Cathartic Reunion, which will return the Sneaky Snackers for real this time. We'll get rid of Stinkweed Imp and a Lotleth Giant. I'll say no to Stinkweed Imp. We don't really need a Dredge in this spot. And now the Sneaky Snackers return. Play my Conduit Pylons. Do I want land 6? I think I might. Okay, and the opponent's just going to concede instead. Beautiful. That was easy. Easy win, despite being really, really bad at Magic. I am now 1-0 in this Pauper League. Packs.com is the new way to open your favorite cards. It's a site where you open digital packs of trading cards like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and One Piece cards, and have the cards you open mailed quickly and securely to you. With a wide range of packs to choose from, such as the latest Magic sets, Kaladesh Inventions, or even Beta. I'm going to open a Beta pack. What's great about Packs.com is you can see all of the cards and their odds of being opened in each pack. Now it's time to open one and see what I get. Come on, Black Lotus! If you don't like what you opened, you could sell it back instantly for more packs, or sell it and pick a specific card from the marketplace over at packs.com/market. If you want to check out packs.com, make sure to click the link in the description of this video and use code STORM5 when making a purchase for 5% extra on your first purchase. Welcome to match number 2. We are on the draw, and I have a hand that is a turn 2 Oliphant. I will keep. They play a turn 1 Bridge. So Oliphant isn't particularly good versus Galvanic Blast deck. So I don't even know if I want to reanimate the Oliphant. It might just be a waste of resources. They play a Great Furnace. Nile Spellbomb. Okay. Refurbish Familiar. What an open. I guess we'll discard the Sneaky Snacker. Cycle the Oliphant. We'll grab Geothermal Bog. Play the Mountain. And then let's Cathartic Reunion. We'll get rid of Dread Return and Geothermal Bog. Sneaky Snacker returns. Ooh, they're going to use the Spellbomb. Okay. Works for me. They swing with the Refurbish Familiar. Ichor Wellspring. They play a Bridge. Let's play Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Lotleth Giant. Play Mountain. Voldaren Epicure. Pass the turn. They play Reckoner's Bargain. Seat of the Synod. And another copy of Ichor Wellspring. They attack. Ouch. Stinkweed Imp. Let's use the blood token. We'll discard Stinkweed Imp. We'll dredge. Player land. I think I'm going to just exhume here and get back the Lotleth Giant. So they'll take 4. And then we'll attack for 3. Pass. Land number 5. Another Refurbished Familiar. Discard the Stinkweed Imp. I could discard the Giant, but I have the Scrapwork Mutt to do that. And I don't want them to think about me reanimating another one. Park Clan Shaman, sure. We'll dredge Stinkweed Imp. I think I just start by attacking here. Get in there. They sacrifice Ichor Wellspring. Now Lotleth Giant. They have Galvanic Blast. I have 10 creatures in the graveyard. So if I Scrapwork Mutt and then dredge and hit like a slew of creatures, we can win right now. But realistically, I think I want to wait until next turn. Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Stinkweed Imp. We'll dredge a Stinkweed Imp. 9 creatures. I think I'm going to pass the turn. There's one more Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard. So if I Giant right now, they would take 8 down to 6. Next turn, I could return 2 Scrapwork Mutts and bring back the Sneaky Snacker. So maybe that's just the move, and it helps me not lose to another, what is it called? Nile Spellbomb. Return the Lotleth Giant. They're at 6. Pass. Oh, I forgot about them returning the Kark Clan Shaman. That was dumb. Ah, what was I thinking? That was real bad. This is not my best showing today, but we're still doing okay. It's just I'm not playing perfectly. They play a Monitor. They know. We'll attack with the Lotleth Giant. So I could flashback looting and get back a Snacker, but it's just 1. I can also just play Stinkweed Imp as a blocker. That way I don't die to a Galvanic Blast. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Pass the turn. They drew a Thoughtcast. They play it. They're up to 4 cards. Block the Monitor. We'll take 4 down to 6. They're tapping black mana here. For Toxin Analysis, sure. They're at 9. They draw off the Clue. Another Monitor. And another Kark Clan Shaman. You gotta be kidding me. Ah, brutal. So, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to dredge now. I think the answer is yes. I did not hit a Dread Return. Alright, go to combat. Swing. They blow. Ooh. Change your mind? What is happening? They're going to take 6 down to 3. Okay. It is free for me here to draw off of a Scrapwork Mutt. And you might be saying, why not do this pre-combat? Well, they have Kark Clan Shaman, and I didn't want to waste a resource. My best draw off this would be the 4th Exhume. Discard Lotleth Giant. I do not want to dredge. That does not help me here. We'll cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Grab a Swamp. Play the Stinkweed Imp as a blocker. And pass. They have 1 card in their hand. I am dead to a Galvanic Blast and I can't change that. But right now they're 1 damage shy of killing me. Blood Fountain. That doesn't kill me. I mean, it makes blockers for them. They discard a land to the blood token. They're going to attack. I'll block the Monitor. I am at 1. They sacrifice Ichor Wellspring to the Kark Clan Shaman. They drew Galvanic Blast. No way. Brutal. What would I have found? I would have hit the Dread Return. We had it. Close game. I didn't play perfectly, but I played okay. We'll bring in our 4 copies of Ancient Grudge. This is just me thinking out loud. But I wonder if you could get away with boarding out all of your aggressive stuff because these games go so long, and then just rely on Voldaren Epicure and Scrapwork Mutt. You might not be able to. It's just a thought that I had. I don't think I like that anyway. I'm definitely getting rid of the Oliphant. You can't keep that in versus a Galvanic Blast deck. And then I think we'll shave one of each Faithless Looting and Cathartic Reunion. We'll try this. Fang Dragon does kill the Kark Clan Shaman, but I think you're mostly just supposed to ignore those. Game 2 on the play. Sure, we'll keep. We'll play Haunted Mire, pass the turn. They play Land Pass. Stinkweed Imp, that was a great draw. Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Stinkweed Imp, we'll dredge. Pass the turn. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Next turn I can also exhume a Pearl of Khazad-dûm. Land. We'll play the Conduit Pylons, Surveil. Let's actually keep that one on top. Exhume. Bring back the Troll. And get in there. I am the aggro. Hear me roar. They play another land. Refurbish Familiar. Discard Stinkweed Imp. I do not want to dredge. Play the land. We will attack. So I could dread return the Troll right now. And I feel like the only thing I lose to is exactly Kark Clan Shaman plus Toxin Analysis, which is pretty unlikely. Next turn I do have 10 damage on board. If I bring back the Scrapwork Mutt, I think I'm just going to do it. If they have perfects, they have perfects. Dread return on the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Pass. Here it is. No way. Oh, oh, there's no justice. Yep. We'll dredge. What do I want to do here? Cathartic Reunion. Discard my 2 cards. And they have Blue Blast? You gotta be kidding me. Pass the turn. I guess I just made every wrong decision this game. Hindsight bias, obviously. But I don't think you're supposed to play around your opponent on a Mold of 5 having perfects. That's just me. We'll dredge the Stinkweed Imp. We do hit a Sneaky Snacker. Faithless Looting. Discard Stinkweed Imp and a Lotleth Giant. Play Chitin Gravestalker. Hopefully they don't have a Galvanic Blast. They play Thoughtcast. Great Furnace. Blood Fountain. And they swing. I'll go to 14. Mirror Enforcer. I think I'm going to say no to the dredge here. Make a real draw. Draw Stinkweed Imp, of course. I would like to Faithless Looting again. No. No. Discard. Discard. Scrapwork Mutt. So I technically have lethal here if they don't have a Galvanic Blast, I think. There's... oh, I didn't have anything to discard there. Whoops, I lied. So I can Dread Return, which would deal them 8 and they would go to 6. I think I'm just going to do that here. Lotleth Giant, sacrifice these. Forgot about the sacrifice increasing the number. So they're at 4. And we'll pass. They attack for 2, I'll go to 12. They play a Monitor. I think I'm just going to draw for turn. No. The land. Kill the Mirror Enforcer. Blue Elemental Blast. Kill the Mirror Enforcer. Is it worth bringing back the Scrapwork Mutt here? I think the answer is yes. Discard the Swamp. No. Go to combat. Swing. They have the Toxin Analysis. That's brutal. Okay. They attack with the Refurbished Familiar. I go to 10. They're at 5. They drew Nile Spellbomb for turn. Wow. Okay. Need a good draw here. If I cycle one, I can cast the other next turn, so I think I'm just priced into doing it. Pass. I go to 8. They have another Monitor. And that's me being dead on board. We'll play Looting. Ancient Grudge. Okay, that keeps me alive. Get rid of Exhume and Dread Return. Kill a Monitor. And another one. Pass. They swing. Ouch. I go to 6. Interesting. They could have used the Blood Fountain and gotten back Monitor plus Enforcer and played both. And they chose not to. Stinkweed Imp. So I could play the Stinkweed Imp as a blocker. I could also flashback Faithless Looting. The Chitin Gravestalker costs 5, which isn't great. And they can just get back a blocker off the Blood Fountain. So I think I'm going to flashback the Looting here. Another Blue Elemental Blast. Yep. Pass the turn. Not that I'm going to win this, but if I were, after seeing how they boarded, I think I would board out all of my Careful Study, or all of my Faithless Lootings and Cathartic Reunions. Sneaky Snacker. It's not good enough. I would need 6 mana to play both flyers. Okay, they got me. That was a rough one, and we are now 1-1.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 dark rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in one envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just one.
Match number 3, we're on the draw. This hand has no lands. We have to mulligan. This one seems okay. Get rid of the Lotleth Giant. Citadel Gate. We'll play Darren Epicure, pass the turn. And another one. Stinkweed Imp was a great draw here. Let's Cathartic Reunion. Discard Stinkweed Imp and Dread Return. We'll dredge. Get in there. They play another land. And they just pass back. Cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. We'll go grab another swamp. Go to combat. 3 creatures in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. So I cannot play the Chitin Gravestalker. I think I'll play Scrapwork Mutt and see if it resolves. They use a counterspell. Okay. I consider that to be a win. End step, they cycle Lorien Revealed. They play a gate. Fill 5 cards in their hand. Swing. I think we just play the Chitin Gravestalker here. I don't want to overextend into a Thraben Charm, so I'm trying to be disciplined. Pass the turn. Journey to Nowhere. Okay. Unfortunate. They play a land. And the Modern Age. Okay, so this gives me a window here. Prismatic Strands. End step, we'll use the Blood Token, discard Stinkweed Imp, and then we'll dredge. It's a Lotleth Giant. We do have a Dread Return in there. 7 cards in their graveyard. Or 7 cards in my graveyard. I will begin with a Cathartic Reunion. Discard Sneaky Snacker and Stinkweed Imp. Dredge off the Stinkweed Imp. No. No. And now 2 Snackers will return. Play the Geothermal Bog. Attack for 1. And then we'll Dread Return on Lotleth Giant and hit them for a bunch. They're at 3. And we have Voldaren Epicure to put them to 2. We have a Scrapwork Mutt to attack for 2. So we're in an okay spot here. They discard another copy of Prismatic Strands. Another copy of Journey to Nowhere. Thraben Charm. Okay. Not the end of the world. Outlaw Medic. Well, that one's actually pretty annoying here. We will play Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Snacker. Voldaren Epicure. They go to 2. We'll use the Blood Token, and this should return the Sneaky Snacker, as long as I don't dredge. Okay. The problem is that they have Basilisk Gate plus Outlaw Medic, so they might have turned the corner on me. And now the Modern Age is going to transform into a blocker. Yeah, maybe I just didn't get the job done. They're going to gain 6 life here, up to 8. No blocks. Another Outlaw Medic. We'll dredge. They're at 8. Dread Return on Troll of Khazad-dûm? Or would Oliphant be better? They are sitting on Prismatic Strands too, which is sort of annoying. I think it's Troll of Khazad-dûm. And pass. They attack, will block, Sacred Cat, dredge, attack with the Troll of Khazad-dûm. They use one of their 2 copies of Prismatic Strands in the graveyard. I think I'm going to just play a Stinkweed Imp here and start threatening to block their large creatures. Another gate, so they have no cards in hand. Their gate now makes their creature a 7/8, or 7/9, I'm sorry. I'll block, and then I'll take 3. I go to 11. Still within reach. Dredge. There's another Lotleth Giant. Scrapwork Mutt. I don't think I want to dredge anymore. Scrapwork Mutt. Whoops. We'll discard Sneaky Snacker. No dredge. Play the Conduit Pylons. Don't think I need the land. I'm down to 8 cards in deck, so we are running out of time. We'll swing. They use the Prismatic Strands. I think I'm going to wait on the Dread Return then. Wonder if that's just silly though, because I'm going to lose the Scrapwork Mutts. Let's just do it. Pass the turn. Another gate. They're getting so much life. We'll block. No, I don't want to dredge. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Swing. What's Faithless Looting? No. No. Discard Stinkweed Imp, Stinkweed Imp. Play Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Cathartic Reunion. No. Pass the turn. Another gate. They could put me to 1 here if they wanted to. But instead they're going to go up to 29. I have to block. We draw a land. Let's Scrapwork Mutt. We'll discard Haunted Mire. Play Conduit Pylons. Put the Gravestalker to... Let's keep it on top, actually. Go to combat. Attack for 14. They're at 17. I'm trying to think if I can kill them here. So I can Dread return back a random creature, sacrificing the Lotleth Giant, and then exhume back the Lotleth Giant. This might work. Am I crazy? So I'd have 2 creatures. Exhume go up to 3. I think I'm 1 mana short or a creature short. So I just want to think through this. So if I Dread return, sack the Snacker, Lotleth Giant Snacker, 3 creatures enter, 1 leaves, but I can get back the Voldaren Epicure to ping them. They would go to 16. And then Exhume would put them to like 7. And then just not enough. We'll play the Voldaren Epicure. Pass. They have a giant creature once again. I will block. They'll go up to 25. They Sacred Cat this time. They didn't do it last turn. They play another land. That's a life that they could have gained. We're drawing the Gravestalker. Swing. Come on, just take 12. So they block. They'll go up to 26. And then down to 20. And we do it. So we're going to Dread Return on Voldaren Epicure. They're at 19 now. Play the Chitin Gravestalker. Exhume back a giant. Because I only have the 1, so I can't... Because if I'm going to win, I have to Dread Return it away. We'll target Voldaren Epicure. Sacrifice. Sacrifice, sacrifice. So they go to 10. Am I really 1 damage short here? Because the giant isn't going to see itself. Oh no, I'm 1 damage short. Exhume. 1 damage shy. Pass. Oh, I came so close. Oh, brutal. Now they're going to gain 10 life up to 11. I guess I block. Okay. Bummer. That was a good game, I just didn't win it. But my concern now is I'm at 10 minutes for 2 more games, so I have to play incredibly fast. We want the Flaring Pains. Probably take out Oliphant due to Blue Elemental Blast. Sure, we'll keep. Geothermal Bog, pass. I need to play very quickly. They have a Guildgate, land, Voldaren Epicure. They play a Sacred Cat. We'll use the Blood Token, discard the Sneaky Snacker. Voldaren Epicure, pass. They have a Basilisk Gate. Oh, I'm in trouble already, huh? Yep. Brutal. And a Squadron Hawk. Fang Dragon would look very good right now, but it's in my sideboard. Would have been terrible last game, but in this spot it would have been good. Now they swing. We'll discard Lotleth Giant. And I am not drawing particularly well either. Swing. Pass. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. Embalm the Sacred Cat. And now they attack. And another Sacred Cat. Yeah, we're dead in the water. Exhume. Get back the Lotleth Giant. Swing. I actually need creatures in my graveyard so I can get up the Chitin Gravestalker. If you're thinking that this is just bad play, I would disagree. I just need to get up to the point where I can actually cast these. They have Journey to Nowhere. I'm going to just pick it up. Like, I could spend the next 10 minutes of my life losing, but I'd rather just get on with it. So we are now 1-2.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
We're back for match number 4 on the draw. This is a very good hand we will keep. Hopefully get a match win. I haven't played super well this league, and I'm willing to acknowledge that. However, I don't feel like my blunders have been the bigger issue, to be honest. There's just a lot of graveyard hate, and I'm getting a little bit unfortunate with what we're seeing. We'll play Mountain and Pass. They play Great Furnace. Cryogen Relic. Okay. And step cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Grab a basic Swamp. Dread Return. We'll play Cathartic Reunion. Discard Sneaky Snacker and the Oliphant. Return the snacks. Pass. They play another bridge. Thoughtcast. We draw a land. Let's get in there. Swing. We'll play the mountain. Faithless Looting. Discard Sneaky Snacker and a Lotleth Giant. And now I can play the Chitin Gravestalker. Pass. They play a Monitor. Vault of Whispers. Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, the Affinity deck is good. Attack with the Chitin Gravestalker. They block. Dread Return on the Lotleth Giant. They Reckoner's Bargain in response. Pass. They have a Thoughtcast and a Blood Fountain. Mirror Enforcer and a Bridge. Still 4 cards in their hand. Heart Clan Shaman and a Nile Spellbomb. Wow, that's annoying. Let's flashback Faithless Looting. See if we're able to get back the Sneaky Snacker here. Discard the other Faithless Looting and we'll Darren Epicure. Sneaky Snacker. We'll play the Geothermal Bog and attack. They block. Pass the turn. They're going to use the Cart Clan Shaman. And now they swing. We'll take it down to 17. They use the Blood Fountain. It's back 2 copies of Mirror Enforcer. That's not annoying. Yep, you got it. We'll play the land. I don't see myself blocking, so I'm going to attack. They'll go to 12. We'll play Troll of Khazad-dûm and pass the turn. They're going to swing. So if I don't block, I go to 10. I'm sorry, I go to 11. And then I would swing back at them. You know what? I'm going to block. If they have Galvanic Blast, I end up losing the race. So let's just force them to use Galvanic Blast on the troll. Here it is. Yep. Saw that coming. The attack didn't make sense if they didn't have a Galvanic Blast. A second Monitor, that's brutal here. 1 card in their hand. We'll Darren Epicure. I will flashback Faithless Looting. Get rid of Dread Return Haunted Mire. We'll play the Conduit Pylons. Don't think I want the Cathartic Reunion. Play Voldaren Epicure. They go to 11, and then I'll play Stinkweed Imp as a blocker. And step the Reckoner's Bargain. And now they swing. I will block with Stinkweed Imp, and block with the Voldaren Epicure. So the attack will bring me down to 7. And now they'll use the Nile Spellbomb. They have 4 cards in their hand still, so I'm at a huge disadvantage here. Another Nile Spellbomb. Wonderful. They play a land. Let's use the Blood Token. We'll get rid of a Conduit Pylons. Attack for 4. This puts them to 7. I think I just play the Chitin Gravestalker. Pass the turn. I'm dead to any removal spell. I can't change that. Okay. Yep, you got it. We lose game number 1. This seems like a really tough matchup. Bring in the Ancient Grudge. We don't want Oliphant. And then we'll shave on Faithless Looting Cathartic Reunion. Let's try this. Game number 2 are on the play. Seems like a fine hand to me. Keep. We'll play Mountain Faithless Looting. Get rid of Lotleth Giant Stinkweed Imp. Pass. We really want them to just play a bridge on turn 1 here. Hey, we got lucky. Okay. I will Dredge. Play the Swamp. Exhume. Lotleth Giant, ping you. Pass. Hoping that a 6/5 can just attack them to death. Or cause enough havoc that I can do other things. Attack for 6. We'll play Voldaren Epicure. Pass. Refurbish Familiar. Okay. Discard Stinkweed Imp. Now they play a Monitor. Sure. And a Mirror Enforcer. Yikes. What a hand. We'll use the Blood Token, discard Stinkweed Imp. Dredge. Draw. How many creatures? 3 creatures. Yeah, I guess I'll Dredge. So now I can play Chitin Gravestalker. That is a possibility. Attack. They double block. Pass the turn. They play a Thoughtcast. Galvanic Blast on my Chitin Gravestalker. Yeah, I've lost. I'm not going to be able to come back now. This is tough. I even had a reasonable start. Play the Chitin Gravestalker. Play Conduit Pylons. Keep the Ancient Grudge on top. Swing. We will pass. We'll make a green Ancient Grudge to kill the Mirror Enforcer. I have to hope that the Ancient Grudge on top clears the way for Chitin Gravestalker to win at this point. They play another land. 4 cards still in their hand. They should know that my hand is double Stinkweed Imp. Cryogen Relic, so that buys them time here because it can tap down my Chitin Gravestalker. They play a Thoughtcast. This deck is so good. Heart Clan Shaman, of course. Into Toxin Analysis. Yep. Yeah. Not a whole lot I can do. Play Stinkweed Imp, pass. They play a Blood Fountain. They return Mirror Enforcer. Excuse me. Mirror Enforcer and Refurbish Familiar. They play the Mirror Enforcer. We'll play another copy of Stinkweed Imp and attack. They're at 13. This game is likely not winnable, but there's a world in which we win it, so I'm going to continue playing for now. Discard the Ancient Grudge. They draw off the Clue. Galvanic Blast on my Stinkweed Imp. And they have Fairy Macabre. Why? Oh, this is so ugly. Okay, I'm out of this. I'm just gonna pick it up. We're now 1-3. This league has just been a nightmare. Let's see if I can salvage the 5th match and get half of my entry fee back.
Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks.
The final round, we're on the draw. I will keep. Looks like we're facing Coggates again. Jeez. Why couldn't you just be nice to me? Give me a reasonable set of matchups. Affinity twice and Coggates twice is not what this deck wanted. They played the Modern Age. Gets rid of a Prismatic Strands. We'll play Conduit Pylons, Surveil. Put the Oliphant to the graveyard. Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Get in there. They discard Sacred Cat, and they bring it back. Okay. Play the Swamp. We'll go to combat. Hiya. They just take it. We'll play another Voldaren Epicure. They go to 14. Scrapwork Mutt. We'll discard Faithless Looting. Pass the turn. The Modern Age transforms, and now they have a 2/3 flyer, another Basilisk Gate, and Guardian of the Guild Pact. So they have trumped my hand. I'll use a Blood Token, discard the Sneaky Snacker. Blood Token, discard Lotleth Giant. Sneaky Snacker returns. Play the land, Voldaren Epicure. Pass. A 3rd Basilisk Gate. And now they're going to attack for 4. I need to get the Lifelinker off the table, so we'll double block with our Scrapwork Mutts. We can play Chitin Gravestalker. They have a counter spell. We'll play the other one. And pass the turn. They spend 5 mana for Lorien Revealed. Maybe attacking out isn't a good idea. Let's just attack with like a Chitin Gravestalker. They bounce because this has protection from monocolored. Should have thought of that. Filter for a black. Dread return on Lotleth Giant. I should have done that pre-combat in case they decided to use the Prismatic Strands, but they didn't do anything. So they're at 12 now. Another copy of the Modern Age. Discards another copy of Prismatic Strands. 5 cards still in their hand. We will Scrapwork Mutt from the graveyard. Discard Scrapwork Mutt. And again, discard Cathartic Reunion. Go to combat. Swing. And now they're going to use a Prismatic Strands and say red. Or I'm sorry, say black. So that way only the Scrapwork Mutts and the 1 Voldaren Epicure will do damage. So they're at 7. We'll pass. I'm aware that I could have Dread returned there. I don't know if there was anything really worth bringing back. I don't know. I'm kind of saving the Dread return, so that way after I burn through the Prismatic Strands, the Lotleth Giant can deal lethal. But maybe that's wishful thinking. Looks like they're going on the offense here. I'm at 13. We'll play Conduit Pylons. I think I keep that. Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Looting. Combat. So they're just going to Strands. I think we just do this. And they do use the Prismatic Strands. They named black. Pass the turn. Raven Charm on the Snacker. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I've drawn 2 cards this turn. I could bring the Snacker right back with a Blood Token. But I don't think that's actually a good move because it's tapped. I also wonder if this means that they have another copy of Thraben Charm. And I'm dead. Okay. I don't know if there's a lot I could have done there. We'll bring in the Flaring Pain. Get rid of Oliphant. Try this. On the play for game 2. I suppose so. We'll keep. Like, I realize that I haven't played this league exactly perfectly. There's some things that I could do better. I'm willing to accept that. I also think we're just getting our teeth kicked in, and, like, ultimately, my misplays don't really matter all that much. Whoops. I'm too busy talking. Play the Epicure pass. They play a Citadel Gate. Upkeep will cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Grab a Swamp. Play the Swamp. Attack for 1. Pass. Azorius Guildgate. Sacred Cat. And step will use the blood token, discard Lotleth Giant. We draw another Troll of Khazad-dûm. If they block, I can play Chitin Gravestalker, so I hope they block. And they do. Play the Chitin Gravestalker. Pass. They play Brainstorm. Hey, we won a game. How about that? How about that? Resubmit. Sure. Can we win another one? They play a Seagate. We'll play Wooded Ridgeline, pass the turn. They play another Seagate. I don't love Cathartic Reunion here. Play Swamp, pass. They Brainstorm. Another Seagate. End step, cycle the Chitin Gravestalker. Draw into Scrapwork Mutt. Play the Mountain. Let's try Exhume. And then Faithless Looting. Discard Stinkweed Imp and one of the Cathartic Reunions. Pass. Land number 4. Always with the Guardian of the Guild packs. We'll dredge Stinkweed Imp. Gravestalker and a Lotleth Giant. Let's Exhume. Get back the Lotleth Giant. Play the Haunted Mire, pass. Another Brainstorm. Basilisk Gate. Into Outlaw Medic. I don't love that. Go to combat. Swing. They take 5 down to 13. I think we just play Stinkweed Imp to block the Outlaw Medic here. And if they want to counterspell it, go for it. And now we'll play Voldaren Epicure. You go to 12, pass. Now they play a Seagate. They do not attack. Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Cathartic Reunion. I have one other creature in the graveyard. Not particularly good right now. The Chitin Gravestalker. I don't even know if it makes sense to swing with the Scrapwork Mutt because it's just giving them life for free. So we'll just swing like this. Breath Weapon. Not very nice. And now they can block the Chitin Gravestalker with the Guardian of the Guild Pact and kill it. Yep. We'll play Chitin Gravestalker. Pass the turn. Their Outlaw Medic is a 6/8, no blocks. Dredge the Stinkweed Imp. Go to combat, swing. They take 5 down to 7. Play Stinkweed Imp. I think I want to go grab another land here. Cycle the Troll of Khazad-dûm. We'll grab Geothermal Bog. Play it. Pass. Another Basilisk Gate. No! Why are you like this? We're just dead. I tried. I really did. Bummer. We went 1-4. So, I acknowledged throughout the league that I was not playing my best. Sometimes I have off days. It happens. I'm human too. That said, I don't know if it mattered with what our pairings were. We faced Cawgates twice. We faced Affinity twice. Both those decks have multiple main deck graveyard removal spells between Nile Spellbomb and Thraben Charm. We beat the one deck that did not have main deck graveyard hate. I don't know what to say. Maybe in a metagame with Mono Blue Terror or Dimir Terror and then the Spy deck everywhere, maybe you're just not allowed to play Dredge, and that might be the answer. But if you are going to play Dredge, I think that this is the list that I would play. I realized that I had a poor performance today. I get that, but I think the mono red builds not having Exhume are less than ideal. I think Chitin Gravestalker is fairly good. I like the list. I think Oliphant maybe could be something else because I think there's not really a world. Okay, I shouldn't say there's not a world. There are some matchups where putting it into play is okay. Mono white, mono green, the Ponza decks, those are fine. Some of the blue matchups pre-board because they don't have blue elemental blast, but in general, it's a little fragile. And I don't love that. So that's what I have for today. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry I didn't perform better. I'm sorry the deck didn't perform better, but I really do appreciate you watching. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. After you've done that, go check out Card Hoarder. It is the premier place to rent decks for Magic Online. In fact, you can rent the deck from today's video for as low as 7 tickets a week. Once again, go check out Card Hoarder. You'll be glad that you did.